Well, Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced, you may have read, and needless to say, are in the process now of dividing their property. That property is not just a timeshare in Cabo and a place out in the desert. It's nearly 300,000 acres of American farmland spread across 18 states. It's enough to make Bill Gates the owner of more farmland than anyone else in America. Why does one man own that much farmland? And why that man specifically? Pedro Gonzalez is the associate editor of Chronicles, a magazine of American culture, and this is a key question of American culture. We're happy to have him on tonight. Pedro, thanks for coming on. So, I mean, we're told that, you're rich, you can buy things. It's like, why should the rest of us be concerned by the fact that Bill Gates owns more farmland than any living person?
Today, 50% of American cropland is rented by farmers who don't own their land. And this trend is going to grow. Our children will have less access to ownership and the independence that entails. Americans right now are competing for scraps of their own country with rootless corporations and financial institutions and creeps like Bill Gates, who is the single largest private farmland owner in the United States. But he does this all over the world. Gates funds projects and activities in the name of progressive causes, of course, but in reality, these all serve select corporations in which he has financial interests. He also does this with your tax dollars through public-private partnerships. He's buying out your future with your money. Another Gates project is monopolizing seeds through the use of intellectual property laws and regulations, transferring control of food production into the hands of corporations. Gates says you'll just have to get used to the taste difference of engineered food while he enjoys the real deal paid for by his financial investments in the synthetic stuff. This is a big deal, and it's strange that no one's talking about it. The GOP still seems scared of confronting big capital, but it matters because you don't need to pass legislation to change the way that we eat, what goes into our food, how we grow our food, or how we live our lives if you simply can seize the land and the means of production. The monopolization and financialization of everything nullifies the democratic process. And we've seen this before. In Rome, laws were passed to prevent the wealthy from buying up too much land, but the rich flaunted those laws, alienated and impoverished everyday citizen farmers, worked their tracks with slave labor. And in effect, the extreme concentration of land and wealth then killed the Roman middle class like we're starting to see it doing now.
So it just seems like the people in charge miss the basics. So you've got to worry about, who controls the food, who has the guns. That's why if the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff levels like a racial attack against 60% of the country, it's a concern. He's got all the guns. And Bill Gates has all the food. Why does nobody kind of get down to like the things that actually matter? That matters.
Maybe because there are so many people who have a vested interest in this. And I think neither political party is really serious about this, probably because in some way or another, both political parties can somehow profit from this. Politicians on either side ultimately are unified in the sense that they all have vested interests in these things, regardless of their rhetoric on the outside. Biden ran as a kind of revolutionary socialist, and maybe he is in a way, but it's pretty clear that corporations like BlackRock are benefiting under the Biden regime. So in a sense, we're seeing the same thing with Bill Gates, where Bill Gates is doing something that's terrible. It's consolidating all of this wealth and power and resources, but no one seems to be doing anything. And when that happens, especially when everyone's so quiet about something like this, it's happening at such a large scale. It's probably because a lot of people have something to gain from it. A lot of people that, again, are telling you that they're on your side. Yeah.
And as I read in the Washington Post the other day, don't stop criticizing the billionaires. They're good people.
Right.
You're the problem, Pedro Gonzalez. Great to see you tonight. Thank you so much.